It's a great day to crochet. Every day's a great day to crochet. Welcome to the New River Valley, Virginia, where I'm out feeding my chickens. And this is Pee-wee, and she loves blueberries, but she's a little nervous right now, I think, being on camera. We're going to be talking about invisible decreases versus traditional decreases. Now, the reason why we make decreases in crochet is to reduce the area or the number of stitches in any given pattern. If you work a beanie from the bottom up, you're going to eventually make decreases around the crown to make it fit your head better. A lot of times decreases are also used in amigurumi. Now, the caveat to making decreases is that it leaves a bump and it doesn't look uniformed or consistent with the stitches next to it. But there's a little secret that you can use called invisible decreases that will leave your fabric looking uniformed and consistent and a whole lot prettier. And so I'll get inside and we'll start looking at invisible decreases. So let's look at a traditional decrease, or what a pattern may refer to as a single crochet two together. Your decrease stitches can incorporate any number of stitches. It could be 3 stitches, 5 stitches, depends on the stitch you're making and the pattern that you're making. But today we're just going to incorporate 2 stitches. So to begin a traditional decrease, we insert our hook under both loops of the next stitch and draw up a loop. Repeat that for the next stitch, draw up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That is a decrease, a traditional decrease. I'm going to work a single crochet right after it, and we're going to look at the stitch. So you can see that, let me come in a little bit closer. There we go. You can see that the stitch in front of it has 2 legs here, 1, 2. The decrease that I just made has a slant to the legs, and this front loop almost looks like it's part of the body. So it creates this star, half a star stitch look to it. And then of course the stitch right after it has the 2 legs, okay? So really in single crochet, it doesn't stick out as badly as your larger, your taller stitches, except for when you're working amigurumi, when you need that really consistent look across the fabric. So you may want to go ahead and work a single crochet decrease with the invisible method. And the way that we do that is we insert our hook underneath the front loop of the next stitch, immediately insert the hook underneath the next loop of the next stitch, the front loop. Now yarn over and pull through just those front 2 loops, leaving 2 loops on your hook. And yarn over again and pull through both of those loops to close the stitch. Now I'm going to work a regular single crochet right after that. And then we're going to look at the difference here. So now I have worked a single crochet, 2 legs. Here is my decrease, 2 legs, and my next regular single crochet, 2 legs. It blends in much better than this one over here that has this diagonal pull to it. And so if you're going for consistency, you're working amigurumi, something that may look a little weird or sticking out, messing up the form of your fabric, try the invisible single crochet decrease instead, and you'll get a much more consistent look to your fabric. So how do you work a half double crochet invisible decrease? It's very similar to the single, but before I do that, let's work a traditional half double crochet decrease, which will look like HDC 2 together if written out in a pattern. So we know that a half double crochet begins with a yarn over, so we're going to yarn over our hook, insert our hook under both loops of the next stitch and draw up a loop. Repeat that for the next stitch. And you'll end up with 5 loops on your hook. And that is a lot of bulk. So when you pull through, you're going to leave a knot pretty big. You can already see right off the bat that the stitch in front of it, the half double crochet here, is much more narrow than this huge, wide, puff-looking stitch that you get when you do a half double crochet 2 together. And just imagine if you were incorporating 3 stitches. That would add another loop, and you would end up with it even wider than it shows here. So I'm going to work a half double behind there. And so now you can see how narrow the stitches, the regular half doubles are, versus the 2 together, the decrease right here. So it's really, if you really want that conformity to your fabric and you don't want all these bumps and gnarls to poke out, be very obvious, you want to work an invisible half double crochet decrease. And the way that you do that, once again, it's a half double, so we're going to yarn over first. Insert your hook underneath the front loop of the next stitch, immediately underneath the front loop of the next stitch. Okay, now yarn over and pull through just those front 2 loops, leaving 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the rest of those loops. Let me make a regular half double behind there and we'll take a look at it. All right, so almost immediately you see that it's going to blend in a little bit better. So you have 3 half doubles, you have the traditional decrease, you have another half double, you have the invisible decrease, and then another half double. Let me work another couple of half doubles behind that so this stitch will get anchored down. And we'll take a closer look at it even. There we go, that's better. That doesn't leave that last stitch just kind of open and hanging. All right. So can you tell the difference? We have Can you tell where the traditional is? Look at that. It's really wide. Then you have a regular half. Then you have the invisible decrease. And then you have a regular half right here. Your invisible is right about the same width as the other stitches on each side, whereas the traditional is much wider than the stitches on each side. So if you're looking for conformity, uniformity in your fabric, you may want to try these invisible decreases. It will just make your fabric look so much prettier.